I was
when
weeping.
oh God, I was just crying. I don't have a problem saying that. I when he reached up and grabbed her hand, after Kanan died, I just lost it. And then I remember on Twitter and the social medias, you just saw people saying like this, like, and that was just awesome. So, yeah, Dave Filoni and the crew there just created this incredible droid slash character. Just incredible. Yeah, hard pressed to beat Chop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. In my opinion, for sure. Um, all right. The next question we got in was from we got through Facebook from Tyler Overstreet, who asked, "What are we looking forward to most in the new season of Clone Wars?" And this actually ties into one of the questions that we came up with, which is, "What are our thoughts on Clone Wars returning to Disney Plus this month?" So it's a 2-for-1, David. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a couple things. I had posted on Twitter, on Super Bowl Sunday, and you did too. Just doing my prep work for the Clone Wars returning, and went back through the that last arc, 4 episode arc of season 5, with Ahsoka, and how she's wrongly accused of bombing the Jedi Temple. Just incredible. And when that last scene, when we see her talking with Anakin and saying that she has to leave, and then the music by Kevin Kiner, and again, just so powerful, and seeing her walking down the steps of the Jedi Temple. I say all this to say that I'm looking forward to her coming back, and we see some of that, in some of the clips we've seen. So I'm pumped to see Ahsoka again, and I have to admit, I'm going to steal this from Dan Z. I heard him talking a bit about this on, I think, looking at Lucasfilm with Jim Hill. Um, we know where the Gendy Tartakovsky Clone Wars miniseries ended, which was right up against Episode 3. So I would most look forward to seeing how do they want to end this with kidnapping the Chancellor Palpatine, and will they flow right up to Episode 3? That is my desire. I'd love to see them do that, and so seeing more Ahsoka, seeing that, and I guess I need to, and obviously the Siege of Mandalore. So maybe you want to touch base on that more, but those are the things I'm looking forward to, and others.
Very good. Very good. For me, it's actually the most thing I'm looking forward to the most is actually there's two things I'm looking forward to the most. So let's first, I'm looking forward to Siege of Mandalore. Probably the biggest thing I carried away from Clone Wars was actually the Mandalore episodes, with the Duchess Satine and her relationship with Obi-Wan, and it really hit it. Those episodes really changed my outlook. The series changed the whole series as a whole changed my outlook on Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that made me relate to him. His whole thing with Satine really hit home, and I really, really did. The hopeless and romantic in me just really jumped out, came out of its shell for the first time in a long time with that, and it really got to me. So knowing that the last time we saw Mandalore, it was in flames, and that Maul had just killed the Duchess, to go back to Mandalore and see what state it's currently in is going to be huge for me. That is probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to. The second thing I'm looking forward to, and I don't know if this is going to happen or not. I assume it will. I'm assuming Kevin Kiner is coming back and doing this soundtrack. If he's not, I'm going to be heartbroken. I love Kevin Kiner. I loved his soundtracks for Clone Wars. I absolutely adored his work in in Rebels. So I am hoping beyond hope that Kyner's coming back to finish off Clone Wars. So fingers crossed. But those are the two things I'm looking forward to.
Very cool, man. No, I agree with you about Kiner. Oh my gosh, we gotta have him back.
Oh, phenomenal, phenomenal. So, all right. Next question is what is actually came from off of Twitter from Cameron Ramos, our good buddy Cameron. He asked, "What color would your lightsaber be?"
Do you want to go first on this one?
I will. Yeah, sure. I'll go first on this one. I know there's a whole thing list out there on Facebook, or not on Facebook. Well, it could be on Facebook, probably is somewhere, but online, talking about what each lightsaber color means and this and that. I will be perfectly honest. I've never said that. Never actually sat down and read that list, so I don't know what all the colors mean. Personally, I would just have to go with blue for two reasons. One, Kenobi's was blue. Two, blue is my favorite color. So that's just what I would go with. How about you, David?
Yeah, it's funny. I would go with blue too. I was thinking about green for Luke and Return of the Jedi, but it's when he first turns it on in Ben's hut there on Tatooine. Again, as a kid, that's the first one I saw, and then of course seeing Obi-Wan, Sir Alec Guinness at the end, battling Vader with his red one. But blue, I mean, green's a close second, but yeah, no, it's a no-brainer for me. I'd very much want a blue lightsaber. And big hello to Cam. He's been such a great listener over the years, and just want to give a big shout out to him.
Absolutely, definitely. That's good. So we're on the same page there with blue.
Oh,
I was just really curious what the color means. I'm actually Googling it right now. Give me the list. Here we go. And it's so small I can't read it.
Oh.
It's a picture.
Is this official, like from Lucasfilm, or not necessarily?
No, I don't think they ever did release anything like that. I could be wrong, but let's see. Lightsaber colors and what they mean. Blue. The mood is hold on. Justice and protection.
Oh.
Where'd it go? I tapped on this. There it is. Who uses it? Jedi Guardians who fight for the light and skilled warriors. Of course, Anakin and Obi-Wan's were both blue, so it's all it says there. So I'm sure there's more details somewhere else, but that was the first one I found. So, but yeah, I would go with blue.
And I wonder what Cam's would be. He'll text us. He'll tell us.
Oh yeah, Cam, you gotta let us know what color you would pick, buddy.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll have to tweet him back and find out. The last user question we got was from actually the man who designed our logo himself, the Corey Club. Corey asked, what would be your reactions to the death of your favorite Star Wars character on screen? Remember, no one is really gone.
See, Corey, he does this. Does he want me to cry like again and on the podcast? Thanks so much. No, Corey knows how to get it going. Do you want me to take this one first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was, looking at this, when Corey sent it, and I've seen it. A lot of people have seen Hans, but for me, it was in The Last Jedi when I'm watching Luke pass into the Force, and seeing the twin sons, hearing the music, seeing that Luke has saved the rebellion. I was in tears. I know what my reaction was, but I think I noticed myself not feeling the same as I did after The Force Awakens. That when Han Solo died, that, like, right, we said that's a gut punch. Even Jeff McGee from Star Wars Splash Page said, he goes, that's what really hurts him. He goes, hey, remember what happened to Han? He didn't like it, and I didn't either. That was rough, but mine was tears, and it was sadness, but also a sense of relief, because I did have the feeling leaving the theater that we would see Luke as a Force ghost, and fortunately and thankfully, we did see him as that in The Rise of Skywalker. So that made it a lot easier for me. But and of course, I like that Corey put that no one is really gone, and that of course is Luke saying that. So, so those were my reactions to the death of my favorite Star Wars character on screen.
Okay, so your favorite Star Wars character is Luke.
Oh yes.
Okay, because that was one of the questions that we had also come up with. So this just expanded it out even more. See, mine is quite unique because I'm in a unique situation with mine, because I saw who is now my favorite character die from the very beginning. And it didn't bother me then. Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite character. And it didn't become my favorite character until I watched Clone Wars in its entirety. And so when the first Star Wars I ever saw was A New Hope, and the old man died. Whoop-de-doo. It's pretty much how I was looking at it then. Never thought anything of it. Watched the prequels, got more on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay. Still was not my favorite character. Ewan McGregor did a great job, but I didn't feel it. I didn't have that connection with Kenobi. But then I watched the Clone Wars, and I got to see Obi-Wan Kenobi and as he trained Anakin, and as they fought side by side. I got to see the brotherhood, the camaraderie. I got to see Kenobi on his own, doing stuff that we never would have dreamed of seeing on screen, going undercover as a bounty hunter. We see him. We find out about him and Satine, and when she's killed and dies in his arms after Maul runs her through, and just seeing that there's more depth to this character than we ever knew to begin with. It changed my whole outlook on it. And after the Clone Wars, when I went back and watched the at that point 6 movies all over again, it completely changed my outlook on Kenobi. I understand because I came at it from a different perspective. So when I watched him at that point look at Luke, then raise his saber up and let Vader cut him down, it brought a whole new understanding to it. I did not get super emotional and weep at that point, but I understood it more because I then had that additional background to it. The brotherhood between him and Anakin, the hope of what was to come. It just all made more sense and more logic to me. So I understand it more now. So it's kind of unique. Now you blow up Chopper and we're going to have issues. I'll be rioting in the streets.
Rioting in the streets.
There will be. I will be leading the riots in the streets if they ever blow up Chopper. But my overall favorite is Kenobi, and I have a new appreciation for his sacrifice after the Clone Wars. But I can't. Emotionally, it just didn't get to me. I got more emotional watching Solo die. I got more emotional watching Luke's sacrifice, watching Ben die in Rise of Skywalker. I mean, I was a little more emotional with those scenes than I was with my favorite character when he died. And that was because he didn't become my favorite character till years after I had seen him die to begin with.
Well said. I loved hearing that. I've learned more about you. I know from being in your podcast studio there at your place. I've been there, and I love the setup. It is definitely